Today we are going to see the second property, that is the commutative property. So this week we are going to learn about commutative property of addition, subtraction, multiplication and division. Children, first let us recall what we learned in the previous week. Last week we learned the successor and the predecessor of whole numbers. What is successor and predecessor? Successor is the after number and the predecessor is the before number. To find the successor, we have to add 1 with the given number, and to find the predecessor, we have to subtract 1 from the given number. Yes, children? Yes. What is the predecessor of 0 in whole numbers? Very good. The predecessor of 0 is not possible in whole numbers. See this picture. In this picture, clearly it is given, see, natural numbers start from 1 and the whole numbers start from 0. Here in this number line, clearly it is understood that the predecessor of 0 is -1. But -1 is there in the set of whole numbers, children? No. Negative numbers are not there in whole numbers. See, from here only it starts. So these numbers are not there in whole numbers. So that is why we are saying the predecessor of 0 is not possible in whole numbers. Then what about the predecessor of 1 in natural numbers? Yes, the predecessor of 1 is not possible in natural numbers. Children, here also, see, the predecessor of 1 is 0. But 0 is not there in natural numbers. That is why we are saying predecessor of 1 is not possible in natural numbers. At the same time, predecessor of 1 in the whole numbers is 0. That we can find. In whole numbers we can find the predecessor of 1. Only in the natural numbers it is not possible to find the predecessor of 1. Understood, children? Yes. Next we learned the main properties of whole numbers. What are the main properties of whole numbers? Yes, the main properties are closure property, commutative property, associative property, distributive property, identity and inverse. Last week we finished the closure property of whole numbers. What is the closure property of whole numbers? If we are taking any two whole numbers, after any arithmetic operation, that is addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, the answer is also should be there in the same set of whole numbers. Only then we can say whole numbers holds the closure property. But for all the arithmetic operations, it is possible, children? No. Whole numbers are closed only for addition and multiplication. See this example, children. Here we have taken 5 and 3. 5 and 3 are whole numbers. And what about the answer? The sum of these two numbers, 8, that is also a whole number. In the same way, product of these two numbers, 15, that is also a whole number. So, for addition and multiplication, the sum and the product is also there in the same set of whole numbers. That is why we are saying whole numbers are closed for addition and multiplication, and this addition and multiplication satisfies the closure property in whole numbers. Understood, children? Now, see this picture. See, children, here, see the natural numbers, it starts from 1, 2, 3, etc. With natural numbers, if we include 0, we will get the set of whole numbers. We are learning about this set only, natural numbers and the whole numbers. Understood, children? See, for addition and multiplication, if we take two whole numbers from these set of whole numbers, the answer also will be there in the same set of whole numbers. Understood, children? Then what about the subtraction and division? Yes, whole numbers are not closed for subtraction and division. See the example. See here, we have taken 3 and 5, both are whole numbers. What about the difference? The difference is minus 2. But minus 2 is there in the set of whole numbers, children? In the set? No. Minus 2 is there in another set. Negative numbers are there in another set, that is called integers. We will learn about this set later. Understood, children? But clearly it is understood that the difference of two whole numbers are not there in the set of whole numbers. It is there in another set. That is why we are saying subtraction does not satisfy the closure property. In the same way, division also. See children, here 5 divided by 10 equals 1 by 2. 5 ones are 5, 5 twos are 10. So this is a fraction. Fraction is there in the set of whole numbers? No. Fraction is also there in another set. This is called rational numbers. This one we will learn about the natural numbers in higher classes only. Understood children? So but it is understood that the division of these two whole numbers is not there in the same set of whole numbers. That is why we are saying whole numbers are not closed for subtraction and division. And subtraction and division does not satisfy the closure property. Understood children? Good. Before starting, first let us see this video.
Which shoe should you put on first? The one on your left foot or the one on your right foot? What should you eat first? Toast or porridge? In each of these cases, you can choose to do things in any order, and it won't make a difference. Which would you put on first? Socks or shoes? What would you do first? Wash the clothes and then dry them, or do you first dry the clothes and then wash them? For these tasks, you need to follow a particular order. We've seen that for some tasks, the order does not matter, but for other tasks, the order is important. Similarly, in mathematics, for some operations, the order does not affect the result. But certain operations require a particular order to be followed to get an accurate answer. Let's learn about these.
Children, now we are going to see the commutative property for addition. Children, as you saw in the video, for few activities, the order doesn't matter. Our commutative property is also like that. Yes, here also the order doesn't matter. Let us see how. See this picture. Children, commute means travel. For example, morning when you are coming to school, you will start from your house and you will reach school. Yes, children. At the same time, in the evening, you will start from school and you will reach your house. Yes, children. Evening, the order is changed. You are traveling from school. If you change the order of traveling, the distance between your house and the school will be changed? No, the distance remains the same. Yes, children? Yes. In the same way, in our commutative property for addition also, if you change the order of addition, the answer won't be changed. The answer remains the same. See, in this picture, see the example. Here, first we have taken 2 discs. Then, with this 2 discs, we are adding 3 more. Then we are getting totally 5. Here, first we have taken 3 discs, then we are adding 2. In this, but here also we are getting totally 5 discs only. But here the order is changed. But answer is changed? No, answer remains the same. So you can change the add and the sum will stay the same. This is commutative property for addition. So here we have taken particularly two numbers. So in generally we have if x and y are two whole numbers, then x plus y equals y plus x. This is the general form. Okay, children. If you are taking any two whole numbers, if you change the order also, the answer remains the same. So in other words, the sum of two whole numbers is said to be commutative for addition if their sum remains the same even if the order of addition is changed. If we change the order of the addition also, the sum won't be changed, it remains the same. This is commutative property for addition. Understood, children? Yes. Children, now we will see few more examples for commutative property for addition. Consider the following table. See children, here we have taken two whole numbers 6 and 2. First we are adding 6 plus 2, answer is 8. Next here we have changed the order 2 plus 6. But this time also we are getting the same answer 8. So we can say 6 plus 2 equals 2 plus 6. Yes or no children? Yes. Here also we have taken 52 and 27. 52 plus 27 is 79. Here the order is changed. 27 plus 52, but the answer remains the same. So that is why we are saying 52 plus 27 equals 27 plus 52. So from this we can say addition is commutative. You understood commutative property for addition, children? Good. Children, next we are going to see commutative property for subtraction. Let us see this picture. Does order matter when you subtract? See children, here the example 5 minus 3. We have taken 5 and 3, two whole numbers. 5 minus 3 equals 2. Now we are changing the order. 3 minus 5. When we are changing the order, which answer we are getting? Minus 2. 2 and minus 2 both are same children? No. We are getting different answers. So from this, yes, order does matter when you subtract. So subtraction is not commutative. Yes or no children? If order doesn't matter, only then we can say subtraction holds commutative property. But here when we change the order, we are getting different answers. So we can't say subtraction is commutative. Subtraction is not commutative. Understood children? Next. So from this we can understand while subtracting two whole numbers, the order of subtraction alters the result. See, alters this. When we change the order, we are getting different answers. That is why we are saying the order of subtraction alters the result. So, does not hold true for subtraction of whole numbers. Yes, children? That is why generally we are saying if x and y are two whole numbers, then x minus y not equal to y minus x. Yes or no children? Here 5 minus 3 not equal to 3 minus 5. 2 is not equal to 2 minus 2. That is why 5 minus 3 is not equal to 3 minus 5. That is why we are saying generally x minus y not equal to y minus x. Children, now let us see few more examples. Look at the table. Here we have taken two whole numbers, that is 8 and 10. First we are subtracting 8 from 10. So 10 minus 8 equals 2. Next, we have changed the order of subtraction. When we change the order of subtraction, we are getting minus 2. So here 2, here minus 2. Both are different. So that is why 10 minus 8 is not equal to 8 minus 10. Similarly, we have taken 0 and 15. First, 15 minus 0 equals 15. Next, we have changed the order. So 0 minus 15 equals minus 15. So 15 and minus 15 both are not same. It is different. So that is why 15 minus 0 not equal to 0 minus 15. So subtraction is not commutative. Children, next we are going to see commutative property for multiplication. Look at the picture. See children, here we have two examples. See 7 into 3. We have taken two whole numbers 7 and 3 and the product of 7 and 3 equals 21. Next, in the next example, we have changed the order. Yes or no children? First we have taken 3, then we are multiplying 7 with 3. So when we change the order, we are getting the same answer. Yes or no children? Even if we change the order, we are getting the same answer. That is, the answer remains the same even if we changed the order. So that is why you can change the order of the factors and get the same answer. So from this we can say multiplication is commutative. Yes or no children? So 7 into 3 equals 3 into 7. That is why we are saying multiplication is commutative. So generally when we are speaking, if x and y are two whole numbers, then x into y equals y into x. That means even if we change the order, the answer won't be changed. The answer will remain the same. Now let us see few more examples. In the first example, we have taken 4 and 5. The product of 4 and 5 equals 20. In the next one, we have changed the order. We have taken 5 first, then next 4. But 5 fours also same 20. So here the answer remains the same. So we can say 4 into 5 equals 5 into 4. Yes, children? Yes. Next we have taken 8 and 12. Here also 8 into 12 equals 96. Next we have changed the order, but we have got the same answer 96. That is why 8 into 12 equals 12 into 8. So our multiplication is commutative. Children, now let us check commutative property for division. Look at the table. In this table, first we have taken two whole numbers 9 and 3. So I am dividing this 9 by 3. So 9 divided by 3 equals 3 because 3 threes are 9. Children, yes. Next I am going to change the order. First I am taking 3 and I am dividing this 3 by 9. So 3 divided by 9 is equal to 1 by 3. Yes children, 3 ones are 3, 3 threes are 9. So here 3 and 1 by 3 both are same? No, both are different. So can you say this one equal to this one? No, since we are getting different answers, we can't say these two are equal. That is why 9 divided by 3 is not equal to 3 divided by 9. Similarly, we have taken 5 and 10. So first I am dividing 5 by 10. The answer is 1 by 2. Right? 5 ones are 5, 5 twos are 10. So 5 divided by 10 equals 1 by 2. Here we have changed the order. So 10 divided by 5 equals 2. And I am changing the order, I am getting answer 2. Yes children? Yes. 5 twos are 10. Here also 1 by 2 is not equal to 2. So that is why 5 divided by 10 is not equal to 10 divided by 5. Yes, children? So that is why generally when we say if x and y are two whole numbers, then x divided by y is not equal to y divided by x. Yes, children? Yes. So from this what we are understanding, division is commutative? No. So division is not commutative. Children, now let us recall what we learnt today. First look at the picture. First we are going to check commutative property for addition and multiplication. Look at this example. 3 plus 7. 3 plus 7 equals 10. Yes. Next we are changing the order. 7 plus 3. But 7 plus 3 is also 10. So even if we are changing the order, the answer remains the same. In multiplication also, 2 into 3 equals 6. Next we are changing the order. So 3 2s are also 6. So even if here also, even if we change the order, we are getting the same answer. Yes, children? Yes. Let us see one more example. See, children, here we have taken 2 and 3. So 2 plus 3 equals 5. Next we are changing the order. 3 plus 2. That also 5. So even if we are changing the order, here also the answer remains the same. Same way in multiplication also, 2 3s are 6, 3 2s are 6. So both are equal. 2 into 3 equals 3 into 2. So that is why we are saying the order of numbers does not change the answer of an addition problem or multiplication problem. That means even if we change the order in addition and multiplication problem, the answer remains the same. That is why we are saying whole numbers are commutative for addition and multiplication. Now let us check the subtraction and division. Look at the picture. See, children, here, see the first example. 8 minus 3. 8 minus 3 equals 5. Next we are changing the order. 3 minus 8. But 3 minus 8 is equal to minus 5. So here we are not getting the same answer. We are getting the different answers. In division also, when I divide 8 by 4, I am getting 2. At the same time, when we change the order, 4 divided by 8 equals 1 by 2. 4 ones are 4, 4 twos are 8. So here also 2 is not equal to 1 by 2. Here also we are getting different answers. So that is why if you change the order in subtraction or division problem, you get different answers. Let us see one more example. See, children, here also 7 minus 2. 7 minus 2 equals 5. Next we are changing the order. 2 minus 7. 2 minus 7 equals minus 5. So when we change the order, we are getting different answers. So this is not equal to this one. Next, for division also, 50 divided by 10 equals 5. 5 tens are 50. Next, we are changing the order. 10 divided by 50 equals 1 by 5 or 0.2. Yes, children? Yes, here also we are getting different answers. So, 50 divided by 10 is not equal to 10 divided by 50. So, from this, we can say whole numbers are not commutative for subtraction and division. Children, assignment will be given in PDF format through ULO app. Check and write neatly in your maths classwork. See you in the next session, children. Until then, bye children. Take care.